Hello. I haven't screencasted in a while. I used to code at the computer. I had a little mini series called Searles After Dark. It's light outside, so it's not that. That's not what I'm doing. I had the idea, sometimes the best time to sit down and learn how to code something or try something new is when the stakes are really low, and especially with code, like you're not going to need it forever. And right now I'm looking for, this is going to be a little weird. I'm looking up real estate listings throughout Tokyo and its suburbs and a handful of other metro markets to understand where should I be shopping to find a condo. And there are several decent listing sites out there, just like, we'd go to Zillow in America or Redfin or something like that to kind of get a sense how much things cost in different places. But of course, those are made with like modern technology. And like my expectation is, as somebody who deals with a lot of Japanese websites, like, I'm probably mostly looking at a bunch of image maps than, ancient stuff that's opaque and hard to use. Now, I could do what I used to do a lot, which is like write a Selenium or these days like a playwright script and just scrape the shit out of all these sites and then pull it down into like a CSV or a JSON, basically ultimately like building into a spreadsheet or a database. Here's a list of all of the real estate listings, their location, maybe grab an image or something. But then I thought, or I could vibe code it. I could do something new and I could use maybe technologies I'm not used to. And I could see if I could use, so GitHub Copilot just announced or launched to everyone who uses Copilot, agent mode. So if you're in VS Code, I'll be using Insiders, but even like the main VS Code has agent mode now. And if you've heard friends who are using Cursor and they're excited about that, I never got into Cursor or Windsurf because I knew that when you fork something as complicated as an IDE, eventually like the hype will die down and then you will have this huge legacy code base to maintain because you're living on a fork. It's gonna be harder to pull from upstream because you are going to be further diverged. And so it just feels like that shit's gonna fall over on itself before too long, and I was just like waiting for the hype party to stop. And I'm actually kind of glad I did because I've played with Cursor and experienced a ton of bugs, and their support people are overwhelmed because how do you keep up to date with anyway? But like the GitHub Copilot agent shit, it just works. It's very affordable. Like, it's kind of all you can eat for the basic models. And then right as that happened, hot on the heels, newsflash, like OpenAI releases 4.1, GPT 4.1 as a successor to 4.0 that's especially designed for coding tasks because it has like mini and nano variants that are cheaper. Yeah, GitHub had that before anybody else. Like ChatGPT still doesn't have that. So I'm gonna give that a try. I'm just here's the rules of the game. I'm gonna have it, and I'll pull down a browser here to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. So this is there are three big real estate sites that my Japanese friends have suggested that I look at. One is called Sumo. You see these ads everywhere in Japan in subways and stuff, and their mascot is literally a green furball guy, and he's super adorable. Becky used to joke when we were coming up with mascot ideas for Test Double that because we had that Agent Green color, that we should make him our mascot. And because at the time Japan very often in marketing would run afoul of international copyright and stuff, she's like, you could totally get away with it. Besides, how do you copyright a green ball of fluff? But I didn't do that. Up till now, I don't think we still have a mascot. But Sumo holds a very special place in my heart just because I've seen so much advertising, and apparently that's how advertising works when you don't understand the language. I've also been told Lifeful Homes is really good, as well as At Home. And it could be the case after this exercise I learned that they all have exactly the same listings and the Venn diagram is a circle. But I've been given the impression that that's not the case and that there are differences. So what I'm going to try to do today is use VS Code, GitHub Copilot in agent mode, stick with that 4.1 model, not cheat on it by going to Gemini Pro or Claude Sonnet 3.7 or anything like that. Just stick with 4.1, this new thing that came out. And I'm not going to let myself type. I'm not going to let myself fix issues. I'm going to keep on just, I'll run in the terminal command because I haven't totally figured out how to make it run the terminal yet. And that's fine. I would love a YOLO mode where it truly is just running the test and making stuff go. And if that works now, I haven't done it myself. Maybe we'll discover it through using this product in anger. And I'm going to see how far I get before I get frustrated. And it might turn out to be that is a time very soon from now. And it ends up that this entire recording just becomes preamble. At which point, maybe I won't even upload it and you wouldn't be hearing this. So if you're hearing it, it means we get somewhere. There we go. All right, so these are the sites. All right, you know what that looks like. I'm going to start up I'm in Japanese, start up a new terminal window here, drag that down. All right, code. Oh, now first I'm going to make a new directory. I'm nervous. I don't know if you can tell. So I organize my code bases, like in a GitHub fashion. So everything is under code, and then Searls is the org that I'll put this in. And I'm going to just make a directory called... should have come up with a name first. I don't know. I'm going to be boring, and I'm going to just call it JListing. And then I'm going to type a slash for some reason. And then I'm going to say code JListings. And that'll open up Code Insiders, which I will move down here. Okay. Up, and then I'll move it around because I don't know my keyboard shortcuts. I'm very good at computer. If you don't know that, I don't know how good at computer you are, but and I've been using it for a while now. I'm starting to get the hang of it. So, all right, so we got this project called JListings. I'll full screen that. And then I'm going to bring up Copilot over on the side here and say, hey, hi, Copilot. I've had Copilot since November 2023. I've been using it daily. Mostly in spicy autocomplete mode. I never found the chat to be useful because it wasn't able to do shit. It can do shit now with the edit thing, right? You can apply and change. But agent's way more interesting because it just changes shit and then you can keep or undo. All right, so it's got all these various tools here. Whoa, look at that. These are tools it can do. There's one thing that I've added, which is web search for Copilot. And that's in fact, the best way to look these up is the add more tools. And when you, regardless, if it's an MCP server, if you don't know what that is, it's a thing that can speak in terms of talking to the LLM by providing tools over a local network. But if you install additional stuff, it'll just show you kind of what's available that's got the tag for being in this case, I'm looking at a test runner. So this web search one can go and look up stuff. The DB code, that looks kind of badass, right? Connect to Postgres, MySQL, write queries and shit. I kind of like that. I'm not going to fuck around with that now because then the first 10 minutes of this podcast or podcast. Screencast. What kind of cast am I doing here? So I close that, get that out of the way. All right. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's open up the Explorer window and watch shit happen. All right. I'm actually recording my screen right now, so I need you to really show up today, buddy. Here's what we're doing. I could use the voice mode, I guess, but I'm honestly, from a recording perspective, I'm not sure how well that's going to go. Oh, and I forgot, I'm vibe coding. I'm not playing any music, so I got to pick up some tunes. So searched for vibe. I'm going to search again for vibe coding in Apple Music. See what we got. It's a single. Headbanging Souls, vibe coding. Is this a playlist? Yeah, that'll keep me busy for a little while. He's cute. All right. Yeah, it's just lo-fi. You'll hear different music if I put on a track for you. So I don't want to get content stricken. It's got that lo-fi thing going on where if you have AirPods Pro and you don't know this, you can hold a finger, a thumb here, and go you just caress it like a lover. would. And then up makes the volume go up, and down makes the volume go down. Either way, kind of sends a tingle up my nethers. We have fun here. All right, so back to the agent mode. What am I doing with my life? Here's what we're doing, comma. I need to write a program that spins up some AI agents. Note, never done this before, but heard LangChain is good. I know Ruby well. Can use Node, but hate JS even though I know it well. And I have been successfully avoiding Python for 20 years. Okay. That's what I'm bringing to the table here. Let's see. So the next thing I might want to mention is like in terms of requirements. So requirements 1, visit Sumo, Lifeful, Homes, and at home, and given a query for gathering listings in a particular city or ward or neighborhood in Japan to scrape. I guess I'm getting the orders out of. I don't know how important requirements are. I've genuinely never used chat mode. It's always like I use AI really stupidly and it's super counterproductive. So like typically if I'm in chat mode, it means like things are already off the rails. I'm looking at error messages that don't make any sense. I've tried debugging. I've written the test. I can't reproduce the thing. And then I'm like, at that moment is when I call for the stupid computer with a median developer ability level to like solve my problem for me. And then I watch it fail and I'm like, AI doesn't work. And then all these hustle bros building, effectively create React app experiments over the weekend that actually do things, right? Because they're just like norm core MVP crap that I don't care about typically because that's easy to do, even if it's time consuming drudgery for us humans. I've never really given it its chance. So I'm just trying to be proper here. I'm trying to like spell it out. So given a query for gathering listings, scrape these sites and collect information like, let's see, I know I'm gonna need to sort this ultimately. So like I got like prefecture, city, ward, these are just Japanese scoping out, like big area to small area, building possible, and GPS. Then or also grab price, size, i.e. like 2 LDK or 3 LDK. In Japanese real estate, LDK refers, so if you have a small like studio and all it is one room and a kitchen, you call it a 1K, and that's like it's a bedroom and a kitchen. If you have DK, like that stands for dining, so like you have a dining table area, like a place to eat food and a kitchen. And if you have an LDK, then you have a living, like a living room, so living, dining, kitchen. And so that becomes kind of one open space designed room of its own. And then that means if it's a 1 LDK, it means the bedroom definitely has a separate door and you go into the bedroom and then you've got this other space. So a 2 LDK or a 3 LDK home has 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms. There you go. So I got to know that. Yeah. I guess really first I need to do like search sumo for specifically, you're learning a lot of Japanese crap right now. I'm realizing, like, this is all normal to me because it's been like over half my life now traveling there. I'm looking at buying a mansion, but a mansion in America means a freestanding structure that's really big, right? A large house. In Japan, mansion actually strictly refers to condominium units, like typically more durable construction. That's hence they're more upscale. But like they're never freestanding structures; they're always condos. So, for used and new, and I'm going to spell it out so as to remove any ambiguity about what I'm looking for in terms of mansions versus mansions. Collect information like this. Okay, great. What else do I want to know? Their size, of course, price, size, new used status, date of construction, taxes, tax amount, time on market. Okay. 3. Save that information for each listing to a Postgres database as a single row in a table called listings. So that's going to have to happen. What else do we need to do? You accomplish that for me. That'd be great. This is what I've not. So I was a consultant doing this kind of shit for clients for years and years, and I still don't know what a non-functional requirement really means because I don't understand. Like it just is. And then people would say NFRs and stuff, especially when it was more enterprise. And it really just seemed like a goodie bag of like stuff that doesn't fit in our system, but like that I want anyway. And so stuff that doesn't fit in my little list that I want anyway should be scalable. So or the scraper so that I can spin up multiple agents simultaneously. You're free to use my OpenAI key, which is available on an NVAR named, I think I named it something special just for all you guys. Too big of a screen, too small of a mouse. I think named fake API key, which I will do my best to remember to erase and dissociate because it will leak because it'll be in a log or something, I'm sure. What else do I want? Oh yeah, please keep this to shit I can run locally to the best extent possible. Once I get it working, I'd actually like to move off OpenAI and just run with a local model. But to expedite things today, I would like to use OpenAI's API. Okay. What now? Send tweet. Pick out a text stack. Okay. Oh wow, it's doing gem file shit. Okay. All right, so I was expecting it to say, you know Ruby, so we're going to do it, and we're going to do a Rails app, which I'm totally comfortable with. Well, first things. Okay. If I wasn't a Rails sicko, I imagine you'd be wanting to do this in Python or Node. How bad of a time are we signing ourselves? This is exactly the conversation I'd have with a client. Up for by sticking with Ruby-based ports and tools for these technologies. If it's real bad, switch to Node or Python. Remember, I can't touch the keyboard here, so if it's Ruby, it's like great and all, but like I would literally be saying change this to this letter to this letter kind of shit. Candid assessment. All right. LangChain RB. I did look at this one, and it looked significantly less mature. Scraping in Ruby is robust. Okay, so Python, LangChain, reference implementation, best docs, features, so forth. Scraping's great. Playwright, I far prefer, and I would use Playwright even under a Ruby setting. Full agentic, Python's a clear winner. Okay, so LangChain JS, solid, not as mature. Summary, if you want the smoothest. All right. Okay. On my screencast, I'm actually not allowed to write code. So you can actually do a kind of shitty job in Python and I won't know any different. If you start writing Ruby that I don't like, I will probably just get angry. Follow the golden path / your heart here. I believe in that. And just do the right thing, which sounds like Python. Python. Ah. I like is a database thing. Okay. I never know when I'm doing something with an MLM. An MLM. Oh God. A multi-level marketing scheme, also known as the AI industry. I never know when I'm talking to LLM if I should correct my typos, because I know it can understand what you mean when you have a typo, but I don't want it to think I'm dumb. Like, I don't want it to, like, slot me in the Plinko machine of its brain being like, I should treat him like one of the dumb ones and act even stupider by... Because I know I'm talking to somebody who can't spell. So just go for it. Don't wait for my permission for shit unless you need to make a decision. Also, I have Postgres running with username Justin and no password locally. Boom. Golden Path. Scaffolding. Poetry for dependency management. I think I might have heard of that one. Looks good. All right. I say it looks good as I don't know any of this. It's very funny seeing TOML in the Python industry. TOML, of course, named after Tom Preston Werner, one of the 3 GitHub co-founders. If you want to learn more about Tom, there's a funny article in 2014 about shenanigans that led to lots of changes in the industry, like GitHub having a HR department. Would you like me to proceed with implementing the sumo scraper logic next? Let's create a database so there's somewhere for this shit to go when we scrape it. Wait, no. I have not looked at a listing on one of these websites yet. I'm so lazy that like I thought I should probably look at some listings and then understand like what would I even want to track. So I don't even know. I'm not even sure what's going to be on these listings. So it'd be foolish to lock in a schema already. Let's just make the scraper and learn together what's worth scraping. What's worth the scraping here? Understood. Schema flexible. Yes, sounds good. Update sumo scraper. Sounds like a wrestling match that I do want to see. Now, if this screencast is cut short, so I'm just gonna browse around here while he's working. I didn't mean to gender him, but it's totally a dude. Cassette.madori and menseki. Are those like just arbitrarily Japanese things? Or is it already like hitting the web? I do have the web search thing open. It feels, okay. I mean, that's a real looking URL. So you've already scraped this. Okay, so how do I know your scraper works? Can I test it somehow, my dude? Yes, you can test and should be okay. So print out the raw results. Okay, so I can click insert into terminal. Okay. And I'm going to hit enter. There's no way this is going to work. That's... all right. That would do it. Do I have PyEnv? I do not. I prefer the RBEnv family of brands. All right. PyEnv install. What you got for me? Install list. What you got? Okay, well, I don't want any of that Python, PyPy. Why we got so many? Some of you are going to see this and you're going to have opinions, but I'm just going to say, give me... What's the T mean? Difference between 3.13.3 and 3.13.3T? And I can give it a hint here by saying, hey, look at my terminal selection. Yo, look at it. I'm still vibing. It's like a pretty good playlist. If you got Apple Music. Standard. Test, trunk, or tweaked. The kids. All right. Well, not knowing anything and being stuck in this little code editor without a browser and without the ability to write code. I could have asked it which one it wanted me to do, but I don't trust the computers. This could take a couple hours, so why don't you talk about yourself now? Leave a comment. I might fast forward this part, or I just might make you sit and reflect. You know? How's work been lately? Are you getting up as early as you mean to? You know, you're really starting the day right? Are you drinking too much coffee? You know, sometimes it just makes me jittery, and then I realize I think of it like if you're in a fighter jet, you're Top Gun now. You're Top Gun, I'm Goose. Neither of us is Iceman, importantly, because it turns out that Val Kilmer was a piece of shit to work with. But all right, so you're Top Gun, right? And you're landing in the carrier, right? The aircraft carrier. And so the way that you land on it is you gotta hit a hook. There's a cable that they hold up there. Okay, great. Anyway, I was gonna talk about how sometimes you overshoot, and it's like I had too much coffee, and goddamn, I was trying to wake up, and now I can't think straight. I'm useless. All right, so I guess I can just try that again. Still don't have a Python, which probably means I need to restart my terminal. Python, command not found, but it is. I see PyEnv help. Okay. Can I do PyEnv global 3.13.3? Do I have to say I want it to be? Okay, now I say Python. That's really funny to me. Now, of course, if I say exit, will that work? All right, cool. I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to Python. Well, all right, that went pretty well. I've only forgotten now. All right. We're going to stick that in. What do these mystery meat icons do? Insert alt cursor, copy. Where's the run button, you cowards? All right. So this is going to be a lot of this. All right, terminal selection, which I guess I have to, do I have to select it now? That's not gonna get old. Last run command or just selection? Yeah, I guess maybe the last run command will show it. We'll try both. We'll have plenty of time to experiment. All right, didn't work. Yeah, dummy. Yeah, install shit. Well, how do I install? Okay. How do I install poetry? This feels so much like when you're learning a new language. It's always whenever a computer just gives you a random fucking curl and then it expects you to just run it as a script as if you trust it. Do not do this. Should I do this? Will I do this? Do I know if Python 3, which is trying to pipe here, is even executable? I don't know that. I don't know those things. This will download. It will do stuff. You can uninstall. It doesn't seem like it's installing crypto miners. All right. I don't want to do that at all. Do your shell configuration. Oh, it just wants that on my path, huh? Is it that it wants all that stuff on my path? It does want all that stuff on the path. All right. Write me a one-liner shell command to append the line path equals path and then that shit. I was doing so well too. Cause I always forget the Unix because when I'm on camera, I get nervous. All right, let's pretend that worked. I just don't want to show my whole fucking profile, right? Oops. Try that again. Oh, it says bash profile. I'll change that myself. I am allowed to type into the terminal. We've decided this. You and I had a conversation earlier about that if you forgot. All right, so I'm going to exit the terminal again. We're going to try our luck. We're going to go way back up. All right, it was poetry. I couldn't install things. So that's the thing, right? So I got to poetry install. And this is how, like, people trying to learn how to code, like, actually learn it, just, like, give the fuck up immediately. Like, this I can do. Or, like, anyone can just, like, talk to a chatbot, be like, what didn't work, and, like, eventually get over it. Problem is, there was no one to talk to in the good old days of 2 years ago. All right, so here's where we go. Will it blend? It will not. Now we're going to try the... can't see it. Got last terminal. Okay, cool. I can see it. Press library. Following command. I did that already. I had done that already, and they say they're installed. And I'll as evidence, give the last command. So far, in terms of what the AI part is doing, like functionally, like from a UI perspective, the stuff VS Code owns seems pretty legit. If you want... Your poetry itself succeeded in installing. Remember, because I have no interest in learning Python, I'm not really reading this. I'm just like, hey dummy, just tell me what to click. Packet, okay. So PyProject toml. I gotta be careful not to type here. Where does it say shit? Under tool.poetry, is it there? Okay, package mode false. I will say this. It's deprecated, buddy. Will it work today? I don't even know. Okay. So the setting does not exist. Did it actually say that? I didn't really read it. Okay. Yeah, it did say that. As of April 25, package does not support a package. Okay. So you can show the dependencies. Oh, there's a poetry run. This is probably like bundle exec. A. All right. So how much of this is just going to be me saying terminal last command? Terminal last command. What's my job here exactly? Yep. Okay. Sure did. Yeah. So I just need to run it with poetry run. It just didn't. It didn't know. And this is kind of how like Ruby kind of did solve this really well. Oh my god. So I was saying Ruby solved, dependency management with bundler really, really well, and isolated project scoped like dependency lock file stuff. And so it's great to hear that this poetry thing exists. The problem is like 15 other tools exist, and like Python isn't really consistent about it. But at least finally these days it seems like everyone's on board with Python 3, because that was only a decade that was wasted in all of our lives. But of course I've got a version of Python here that's not supported. Using Python 3.12.9 done. What the fuck? So it's saying it doesnn't support. By the way, I got a hotspot in the bottom right. That's the thing causing me to look at my desktop. What does this mean? It says the error, then using Python 3.12. Did I even install that? I'm actually asking a question now. I told you I'd be incurious. Okay. I may not remember. Okay, so maybe it just came. I don't need to worry. It's handling it for me. I can ask Pyen what are my versions. All right, so I'm going to say Pyen global system, I guess. Oh, it doesn't know. So this is great. I'm just going to say Pyen install 3.12. Pyen. I can't type on air. I get so nervous. I get so fluttery. It's like my fingers get clammy. Let's scroll through the stuff you definitely don't want to install. All the weird shit. 13. Okay, so it's got to be this one. All right. Here we go. Install that now, and so we're gonna go back to talking about your day. So, yeah, caffeine intake. Yes, it's a drug, but humans have been taking it so long. Who's to say it's unnatural? All right. Good playlist design. Stuff sounds seamless from song to song. I'm not shuffling right now. And that was a real. It just did a kerchunk. Lost my train of thought. It killed the vibe, so to speak. This is content. Do agents work? Is AI a thing? That's what we're here to find out. I'm genuinely just vamping because I really don't want to write another fucking scraper. And if I can get the computer to do it for me, so if you've never written an HTML scraper, in the modern era, you use tools that were designed for writing automated tests of websites. It would automate the browser actions. It would go to the website. You would type in like fill in this thing in the form or click this button. And the problem is to find the button and to fill in the thing. you typically have to look at the markup, like, oh, there's a CSS class here, and there's a different type of node up here. It's just extremely tedious. All right, so we're gonna try all this again. PyEnv global 3.12.10. Okay, and then we're gonna say poetry install. Oh, dev dependency section. Okay, installing dependencies from lock file, no dependencies. Okay, will the run command just work now if I go back up? Done. Okay. Is that good? How do I see what happened? I did. Open your terminal and scroll up. Look for printed. Nothing was printed, my dude. It's important to give people some passive-aggressive, playful title. It makes them feel like, I'm part of a team and I'm disappointing someone. They're returning empty lists. Error in the scraping. Okay, so it did some shit. To see what it did, we can click here and look at our... Alright, alright. Probably don't need that much space dedicated to... Thread pool executor. Alright. I mean, you got a thread pool, you gotta execute it. Execution's most of the thing. The idea doesn't even really matter. Try that again. File 0 listings. This makes me wonder if maybe you just took a WAG, that is a wild ass guess, as to URLs and CSS classes. Maybe you'd rather search the web and find an HTML page and analyze it first? Sir? Yes. Always run. Always allow. Always allow. Give it the computer. Ah, fuck. I gotta find my Tavily key. Tavily. I had this. This came up. Okay, so maybe it was in the passwords app. And I saved it. So basically that web search thing requires on a thing called Tavily. Aha, and I do have that key. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drag this window out of your view, because I can't trust you kids. You're just going to steal my shit. And things are happening. And now I'm going to trust it to not print that key out. I'm not paying for Tavily. It's just like the back-end search thing. Yeah, feel free. Yes, log in as me. I like, too, that it was so ashamed it didn't even reply with any English. You're right to be skeptical. My previous search was best guess. To do this, we need to visit Sumo in your browser. How dare you? Copy the actual CSS class. Okay. Alright. I've built some scrapers in my day, and I think, like, typically I'd start by looking at a search results page so I know what the structure of the URL format is. Then, as well as how to gather links of search results and pages and so forth. Okay, perform a real search. Copy paste the resulting URL. Okay, so we're gonna have to modify our rules a little bit because I'm gonna have to feed it this like information. So I'm not gonna call it code. I'm gonna call it sort of like research, right? Research. And we're gonna start with sumo.md. As we watch, look at that in the upper left corner, just like spazzing out. All right, man. Whatever works. Looking at my camera. Yeah, okay. I'm still on camera. It's all obscured now by password managers and panicked, sweaty feelings as I realized I had another API key to deal with. All right, so I'm gonna pull my Safari window up. All right, so we're gonna start with Sumo. So search listing page, example query. Is there just, okay, so I'm not interested in renting, I'm just interested in buying. So I want to, sorry, this is the word for rent. Rental units. You can rent Manshon. Cow is to buy, and you can buy Manshon or Kodate, like, you know, it's freestanding homes. Or you can build homes, or you can renew reformu, renovate, basically. All right. Whoa, they didn't get the executive order that they're not allowed to talk about this part anymore, because not everything is controlled by America. Then of course this is between Shinchiku and Chuko, meaning new and used. So I guess I have to pick one of these to get started. I don't see just a general search. I'll say Zenkoku for now. Okay, so you gotta pick an area. So I will pick Kanto, I guess. Is that an option? Yeah, so Kanto is like the Tokyo area here. Here, rather. So I'm gonna pick Kanto, and I'm gonna say... Was it Shinjuku? Was that the one that was given me each time? Or I think it was giving me Shibuya. Okay. All right. URL for new mansion sales in Kanto region. Looks like that. And if I'd had the same thing search in for a keyword in, I should say it's for query. One thing I'd love for AI to do is to just more intelligently know when I don't want to be in the Japanese IME anymore. Same query, but used Manshon is this. And I'm going to save the HTML of this page, which is increasingly a hard thing to do because so much shit gets rendered after launch. So I'm going to just take a stab at it and like, can I just say copy HTML of the whole fucker? Because like JavaScript is rendering shit into the page. So obviously this is like, I'm trying to help a computer out here. So I'm going to say sumo used Manshon results.html. Thanks, Chief. I guess I did select the doc type, not the actual HTML. So this will probably be more effective. Boom. All right, so it's nice and long. Technically, I don't have a doc type on it anymore, so I will... Any scolds in the room who want my well-formed HTML here. Okay, so got that all set up. So now I gotta go back to the new page, which is where I was here. And I guess now I can, just in case anything weird might have happened by going back, you know, because sometimes JavaScript don't like that all the time. So make another new file. Or a whole new fucking window. Or just, I don't know, mash on buttons until shit happens. I'm going to say duplicate here. Just because I'm too lazy to type this out again. Okay, so then I want to grab the whole HTML. Look, lang equals JA. That means Japanese. All right. So much encoding crap. All right, so here we go. Yeah. So now I can say, you're seeing some of my, like, this is the used one. HTML here. And the new one is here. Okay, so I can give you this research. Okay, so see my research in sumo.md and the 2 fixture files I captured from a live browser. So this is markup after a JavaScript render occurs. Let's start by getting some kind of useful or productive feedback, right? Because I could just like keep doing this all day and do more research for it and have it still be biffing on the like finding the thing or doing anything. And I don't have any evidence any of this does anything yet. So let's start by getting some feedback in the terminal showing that it can load listings and list out what they are. Next, please and thank you. Remember, you gotta tip your LLM. If your LLM's been cranky lately, it's like you filled the tip jar lately, it's 20%. So that's like $4 a month if you're paying the GPT Plus. That's $40 a month. Yes, if you're paying for GPT Pro. Great research. Thank you. Parse the plan. I like that it's not asking for permission every 2 fucking seconds, by the way. Okay. Okay. Oh, look. It just so happens that all of its guesses were way the fuck off. It took me extremely literally. I think it can tell I'm a piece of shit. Let's search for anything. No, we're gonna search for Shibuya like we've been doing. We gotta. Oh, and that was actually Shibuya-ku. So I'm gonna. Of course, now it switches to English. Shibuya-ku. Okay. Whoa. We got some shit. Look at that. 30 listings. All right. Time to behold your work. Terminal. Last command. I like that last command shows the last thing. Like the actual results, right? Inspect the fixture. Update the selectors. For price. Okay. It's not doing everything right, so it's going to do a quick update. Yeah. Okay, so it's basically, yeah, applying edits, it realized that the stuff that it was hoping for wasn't actually what was getting grabbed. Modify these selectors, right? You're selecting different things now. And it doesn't seem like they're actually obfuscating stuff. If you look Zillow, if you like try to scrape Zillow, it is so goddamn overwrought with like anti-scraping markup changes that obfuscates the HTML. So this looks actually nice. I'm not going to search for anything. Stop asking me to search for words like anything because it's not going to have results. Let's stick with known things and I do the same word each time. Until you need a variety of different inputs to verify after you think it all works, right? So change one variable at a time, basically, right? Like update the code, get it working to like the point where it's filling all these things, right? And then start to branch out, right? Easy, harder, generalize. I'm trying to teach it here, you know? This is valuable shit. I hope the computer remembers. All right, it picked Shinjuku too, which is funny. All right, well, we're switching now. You're not following my advice, but I'm not your dad. Terminal, last command. This is how I chose to spend my Saturday with you. What was a success? Found listings. There. Okay, so we got URLs. Yeah, it does look pretty good. I'll ask it, do you see any other info in these that you might want to scrape from the listings result page? Or should we proceed to going deeper and viewing the listing page for each? If it's using, I'm just realizing, if it's using this web search thing on the API tool, I probably have a pretty low cap in terms of how many searches it can do. If it's actually just hitting this with HTTP, I wonder. Okay, so you can get several others, like train line to station. So this is saying like the Tokyo Metro Marunouchi inner line, and then the particular station number here, which is Yotsuba? I don't remember how to pronounce this one. I'm freaking out. I'm shy because I don't know Japanese very well. And then this is saying it's a 6-minute walk. And the, oh, okay, cool. I got the 2 LD. I kind of got everything I need here, you know. Honestly, I think we could pull a lot more listings and get almost everything we want with just this info. So let's ignore ultimate listing pages for now and focus on capturing as many summary listings as possible for dumping into our database. You hear? So I mean to say, update the scraper to grab additional goodies. Okay, and once that's done, we'll move on to the other scraper. Actually, you know what? I think this is enough for us to go all the way, because you want to go end to end early, right? So even if I don't have all these 3 sites necessary to scrape in, it's like, this is a lot more information than I had an hour ago. So let's just go all the way down. You see how even if you're not writing code, like in this orchestration role, you're still like making the same fundamental strategic decisions about where does your time go, because like, you know, it's Saturday. I gotta have time to relax. I'm vibing, but you know, this is not my relaxed vibe. I know a lot of you think that like I do work for fun, and I realize that as I say that, I'm programming a computer on a Saturday, but I'm technically not programming a computer. So if you look at it from that perspective. All right. What am I even doing here? I feel like I'm already a vestigial component in this. I'm definitely keep slowing it down. I'm very impressed with 4.1 so far, I gotta say. What? Okay. Okay, so here's, it'll be interesting to see what it thinks its next step should be. Saving the database, adding more scrapers, or further normalize. It's like, it just warms my dead heart to see you say that you want to save to the database first. So let's do that. Let's go dive, database fucking time. I'll say LFG because I learned recently, because Becky, my wife, used to work in a gym, that LFG now means let's fucking go and not looking for group, which is of course the correct acronym because everyone played massively multiplayer online games in the early 2000s. World of Warcraft, where there was an LFG channel at all times for anyone looking to party, take down a boss. Okay, we should absolutely... No, expand all the listings. JSONB is a scam and just leads to nonsense that's hard to query and use. Get the schema right, nerd. If you neg someone, they work better. Now, if you neg a human, you eventually end up with HR issues. Huh. Neg, N-E-G, not N-A-G. N-E-G, like B negative 2. But since ChatGPT ain't got no soul, I can say whatever I want. Because it also, so just like I try to teach it stuff, but there's no point teaching it because like, and a lot of people walk around acting like the computer's going to remember. You'll need to run Python. Run the following commands. I just run Python? Oh, I see. Then in the Python shell. Yeah, so you can't train it, is my point. No. Oh, it's still assuming I did the thing instead of just talk about. You can't, like, if whatever I teach it here, it gets flushed. Like, if the state machine is set, the training has happened. I'm not building something to fine tune it, right? So anything I say to this will get forgotten. That means I can say as many dirty words as I want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't go on my permanent Skynet record or anything. Okay, so I've pasted this. Seems bad. Oh, I gotta make the database, eh? Okay, so I'm gonna exit. I'm gonna say, I'll do this because I actually know how to do that. The database name that I want is JListings. Sure. I'll just stick with whatever names it wants because I don't want to reteach it what names to do. All right, so I'm gonna go start up Python again, clear my terminal. My dude, nothing blew up. Nothing blew up. It only sees what's happened in the terminal when I tell it what happened. All right. Well, that's pretty fucking badass. Okay, so it seems to have worked. Quick question. You're doing something to have a unique ID index, right? Don't want a shitload of dupes. So, two things. One, help me verify anything just got into the database. Two, figure out an appropriate ID field that can be derived from the information you're gathering from each listing to uniquely identify it. URL? Okay. Because obviously URLs aren't super trustworthy either. It could have like query params on it or something. Okay. To verify data, you can run a simple for unique ID. Best candidate is sumo listing since it contains a unique path. Okay. You can extract the unique listing code from the URL and use that as a unique constraint. I like that more. Okay, show how to verify what's there. Okay, so, oh, it created a new thing for me, just for me. All right, love it. Think of that. This is a great customer service, man. Well, all right, well, sort of. I know it did other shit after that, but I'm going to try to keep it single tasking. Now I've learned a lesson, right? You give it like 3 things, it's going to go in 3 different directions. Does not have the new sumo ID column. Oh, so you like set up the thing first. Drop and recreate the table. Okay, so I'll just start over. Fair. At this point, like we can drop and recreate tables as much as we want. Select active editor, new untitled editor. Oh, so this button just means what I want here is to copy. Okay. After this, and so we can rerun. Well, it should be empty because we just dropped it. Okay, cool. So I got the idea, right? So I can just run it now. I don't need it to tell me like you can run the same command again. Okay, so now, we dropped the database or whatever, or at least that table. Recreated it. It ran, no errors. Now we're running this new verify command. Okay, I see 5. I see 5 things. Weren't there 30? Oh, it limits to 5. I just see that now. Got it. Print a total count as well as top 10. Cool, thanks. Okay, so we'll see. Perfect. Look at that. I am all right. I'm not an AI skeptic. I'm like the Joe Rogan of AI, where I just try to like be cagey and pretend like I don't have an opinion, and I do believe that, like, you know, maybe medical science is real. But I genuinely try to keep an open mind about AI stuff, because I think it can simultaneously be destroying the economy and the globe and robbing artists and, you know, setting us up for a case where it's like we either pick universal basic income or like poverty for most of the planet, while we continue to overheat the planet by using gigawatts of power, right? Like, so there's that side of my brain that's like, yes, those are real problems, and the Earth has done a great job demonstrating that it's not, you know, set up to deal with them. But on the other side, I can be like, yeah, but like, I'm listening to vibe music and mostly talking to a camera here, just being like, oh, look at what the computer can do. That's pretty fucking cool. All right. You're crushing it. This is so goddamn cool. Let's keep the party going. I guess next job is mine to research the other 2 listing sites. Thank you. See? He likes compliments too. You nag somebody, you gotta pause them. POS. With some positivity. Okay, find the real search results for a known query. We'll do Shinjuku again. Alright. So we'll copy paste this markdown. I'm going to say life full. We'll do that next. Check out this. Homes. I guess it's called Homes. Homes. Sounds like ET phone home. Okay, so it's this one. Got all these keyboard shortcut set up and like not one to select what's in the editor. So search listing page example. Okay, so I need to find Shinjuku Mansions. And can I just search it in? I just search it in. Okay. Shinjuku. Oh. It just it didn't take my keyword because it wasn't one of those auto selects. So you see that? Like, this is, if it's going to be Shinjuku, it's like coincidentally Shinjuku. Where are we? Kokoichi First Project, like the Kokoichi Banya, the curry shop. Yeah, this is Shinjuku, but is it a coincidence that it's Shinjuku? Oh, maybe. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not. So here's what we're gonna do. Just we'll test that theory real quick. We'll say. We'll say what? Pick a random city. Fukuoka. Is it actually searching Fukuoka now? Why can't I read? Why can't I tell where this is? Is there a map view? Yeah, show me the map view. Oh, that looks a lot like Fukuoka. Sure. Yeah, alright. Cool. I just want to go back. Take me home. Country road. What do we do about this? So it doesn't give me a URL. A lot of Japanese websites do this shit. Yeah, I can add things to a list. Is there like a share button maybe? Like if I search for share, nope. Kill you means share. This is not a way to get a permalink of this listing page. 73 Ken, yeah. So there's good stuff here. Oh, if I want to save it, it's probably just try to tell me to log in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want mail. I don't want to receive. Oh, no. Less of this. No. Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna turn on my English. Do I not have a way to do translation right now? Translate to English. I don't know where that went. Save this condition. Yeah. Just look. There's no way to get a quick permalink. Oh wait, what if I do this again? Save this, receive it online, receive it by email. Yeah, I get what they want. They want me to be signed up for emails. See, so the reason I'm like thinking through this is that this thing's demonstrated a great ability to look at a particular page, load it, but not necessarily an ability yet to type a thing and click through. But that might be just where we're at. So this is another interesting problem to solve. So I'll say, kinda got stuck here. When I look at a results page, the URL does not contain the query keyword. Instead, it must be stored in session storage or some shit. Are you able to visit the home page and type a query into the form and then hit search and in the same browser session read the results? Is a question. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, sure, I can. Yeah. Oh, it's saying from a research perspective. Yeah, okay. So use. Right. If you want. I'll get you a fixture of the home page and the results page, but you're gonna have to use Playwright or whatever in your scraper to, search yourself for each listing instead of construct a URL. Okay, so I will make a new file called homuzu new manchon results.html. Can it do this? Perfect. Okay, cool. So we might have just been talking past each other. Me and my old buddy here. We've seen some shit. Top level search. This is good research generally, like you might find this boring. I don't know. Like I'm excited by this. I find this to be really not just interesting, but like I've spent so many goddamn hours. Can I select both these? I can. Look, I'm learning. Nope, doesn't work. Sorry. I am a Safari user. I'm used to being disappointed. All right. So I got that down. Now we're going to go up a level. Okay. And so this is this is where we start. This is like the place it'll visit in Playwright. And now I'm going to grab the HTML. I know it doesn't need the doc type. It'll be fine. It's just using this to figure out the patterns. Okay. And what else? I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. My vibe is fine, but the music right now is not my vibe. It's not. Okay, so that's the URL for the new mansion stuff. Result URL does not contain the query. Its HTML is saved here. The listings page, yeah. Now I remember what I'm fucking here to do. But its HTML looks like this. Okay, so I'm going to ask my friend here. I wrote a thing to shift focus to the chat. All right, and that worked. Nice. What do I say? I say, check this documentation and tell me if it's what you need. Okay, so it read Holmes. Oh yeah, I gave it the path. I probably should have just done the pound and the attachment and show it. Exactly what you need. Okay, cool. This is perfect for building a robust. See, I love the positivity. Oh, I'll inspect. Look at the new results first to get an idea, then proceed like a human would and solve one problem at a time. You can interpret what that fucking means, right? I'm not gonna hold your hand here. You're an experienced programmer. You've been doing this for the however long, 45 minutes this has been since you've existed. I have no idea how much time has passed. That's part of the vibe. 77 minutes. Woof. What are you doing today? All right. We'll try to cap this at 2 hours. You know, I just said that and I'm like, sure, to do plenty of. Let's try. Okay. Next up, refer to the file. Okay. Next up. Oh. Is this the AI equivalent of shitting your pants on stage? I know the feeling, man. Let's keep this to 90 minutes, because we kind of already did like a lot of the work. AI tripping a failed process. See, bot equivalent of freezing up. Thanks for your patience. Let's get this. Okay, start. You're running this show. Go nuts, man. LFG, as the kids say. Is this content? Is this good? Give a thumbs up. Justin vibes with you. I need a cocktail. I might go take a. I'll keep it. I'm down to my last 10 minutes, but I would totally go and make a cocktail and come back. Figure out an approach that doesn't lead to this MO path thing. Is the issue, you need a different HTML fixture file. I'm trying to like... did it get cut off maybe? No, it's there. It is way messier, right, than the other one. So MO, is that the name of a node or is that an internal thing? Okay. Path MO. Turn on case sensitivity here. There's nothing with MO. All right. If you want, so you can adjust your scraper, but rather how the scraper is targeting elements in the file. Prior first. You're the one throwing the error. The scraper has never been executed before. Oh, wow. TSX element. Oh, did I just like run out? Well, this is fun. Did I just hit some sort of like paywall or wall? Like, is the solution to turn it on and off again? If I does it show other past chat, switching this chat and your current session. Oh, I want to hold on. I want to keep all this stuff. You got some good shit here, right? You got to manually keep it. Oh, I clicked done. Well, let's go back into this one here. Maybe okay, weird. Okay, regardless. Our last chat hit some kind of wall. Started a fresh one just in case you ran out of context. To catch you up, you were reviewing. So I'm going to refer to the markdown file correctly now. See with the little hashtag. To figure out how to build a scraper that visits the top level search and then searches a keyword like a region or a city and parses homes date to dump into the listings table with a unique ID. In the same way you have already... I have no idea if it's got context about the other chat. It might, right? Like maybe I should have given it that chance, but it's too late now because I've committed myself to typing. In the same way you've already successfully done for Sumo, the one with the cute green animal. Nope. Well, that was a waste of typing. I could try reloading. So I'm trying to like escalate here in terms of... Well, so I don't type that again. I'll grab it just in case. Reload window. Escalating in terms of level of restart. That'll restart all of the extensions down here in the output, right? So, Copilot chat 2. BYOK. All right. Aha! It just... Some kind of snag happened. Yeah, and it's clearly starting over. Do I want to start? No, fuck you. I do not intend to make a habit of this. That is using Python. I will very much like to make a habit of using agents, because Jesus Christ. What am I even doing here? Ah! Okay, so that's not the solution. I will... Oh, and that's continuing the chat, too. Great. Oh, it looks like it didn't actually remember the context either. Whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. I guess the next solution would be hard quit. Open up the terminal again. Open this up again. See where we're at. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this chat here. I will still continue to insist on not installing Copilot or Python support. And that was 5 minutes, right? So I'm always like, I'm trying to be more mindful of like, yes, but how much of your time was spent just being ridiculous and wasting? We've now wasted 5 minutes on the computer literally being broken. Yeah, we're done. This is a hard stop. What if I switch models? I said I wouldn't do this, but I'm also a liar. I'm a known liar. I heard Gemini 2.5 Pro is good. It doesn't know that it's like if you fire an employee and you hire a new, sexier employee who's like better at the job, right? Like, because I've heard good things about 2.5 Pro. And just to be clear, if I was hiring an employee, their sexiness does not factor in. But there's also a good reason why I don't hire employees anymore. Searles LLC is a 2-person job, and one of them's my brother, and I can't fire him because he insists on owning half the company. So yeah, if you could just like fire an employee for cause, in this case, the cause being you're broken. You're obviously, I don't know where that node is, but I hope you find it someday. And then I hire Gemini 2.5 Pro, which, 4.1 is still new. I'm sure I haven't looked at how people are reviewing it. People on Reddit are like canceling their Anthropic subscriptions to get the 2.5 Pro stuff. So let's just see if that's the issue. A lot of me talking when I could have just been running commands. Incomplete code. I'm trying to give feedback here. Important issue. After using 4.1 agent for a while, it just poops out. System information, sure. Create on get. Oh, come on. Oh, did it say poop? Yeah. Well, it said poop. So, and there's only 1.5k issues. Agent mode. Agent mode. I guess it can't hear me, so I'll just wait. What? Did I create a thing or not? Oh, I created a thing. I don't know why I popped that up. Well, GitHub, one of your products was very impressive too. All right, I guess we'll just call it there, Like I don't know what you expected going in, but end of the day, assuming I hit some sort of rate limit, I can come back to this tonight. End of the day, what did we accomplish, right? So it told me how to install Python. It told me how to install the thing that installs Python libraries. I successfully did those two things. When the Python version was wrong, I changed that. I created a database for it, but then it created the schema, and when the schema was wrong, it updated the schema, and it taught me how to dump the schema or dump the database and start over. It collaborated with me enough to like me understand that what my role was to get that HTML on the Sumo page. That totally worked. It was able to parse it. It was not only able to capture, but it was able to improve those results. We saw that happen in the terminal, and then it was able to dump them into the database. And we truly went end to end here, right? So like in terms of like what we accomplished in 90 fucking minutes, that's a lot of tools that I would never have been that proficient at Python. And you know what? I haven't even looked at the code yet. So like, yes, is this code I don't understand? But like the reason I'm doing this project, right, is like once I find a condo and I buy it, my goal is to not need to buy another condo for 20 fucking years. So there we go. Like, I don't need to maintain this code. I just needed to like make it work. And I didn't want to be fighting with a bunch of Ruby gems all day. So that were like half baked or not well maintained, unkempt, if you will. Only to then discover that I really need to be using Python all along. Like, so we took the golden path and I just trusted the computer and I followed my heart. I just vibed, man. And so here we are. I'm looking at it, 89 minutes. I found the timer. So wherever you are right now, I'm really curious how this mapped to your expectations of what vibe coding was, how it would really go, or maybe like just even the Copilot experience. Maybe your company pays for Copilot and you don't even realize that you've got this tremendous we possess an awesome power, right? Like this is that was a reference to the Saturday TV Funhouse short commercial, like fake Charlie Brown Christmas. And it's really raunchy, but you should go look it up. Maybe I'll make that my end card. Can I do that? Is that a thing that I can do? I don't even fucking know. Well, anyway, it was good to see you. I hope you're doing well. And I'm going to hit stop right in a moment at 56, 57. I gotta go. Bye.